What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Halloween. And for those of you who live in Nevada, happy Nevada Day. What's up, everybody? What's up? And hello, hello. I am Kim Ainari, and you have landed. You are here with me at Paradigm Theories. What's up? So I thought I would hop on, and it's Halloween, and it's an interesting times right now. It always seems like it's interesting times, right? So hopefully we'll get some people here in the chat. And yes, so it's been an amazing week for me, and I am right now really tired. Gosh. I was texting a friend of mine who lives out of the country, across the pond, and so we'll see if that person jumps in today. And I feel like I'm totally dehydrated. I mean, drink lots of water, people, right? Instead of my coffee or my tea. So, hello, hello. Usually there's nothing on my wall. You are looking at my chakra mat. And probably the three chakras that I love. I love all the chakras. We have the crown, we have the third eye, and communication, right? So I love these. And hello, hello. I'm kind of letting people know that I'm in here, and the chat is open. So anyway, I thought I would hop on. Let's talk about 3-Eye Atlas and some other things. And let me make sure the volume. Please let me know in the chat. I'm thinking you guys can hear me pretty good. It's kind of quiet where I'm at right now. So I don't think I have to worry about any leaf blowers or craziness. So hello, 3-Eye Atlas. So I thought I would come on and talk about this interstellar object, right? We're not quite sure what it is. Some people swear it's a comet. It's going to turn into a comet. It's doing some comet things, and then it's doing things that are not a comet. So I'm here to bring us an update. I've had two people to kind of ask me, what is really going on with 3-Eye Atlas. We don't know a whole lot still. So there's a lot of misinformation online, people with their fake AI pictures of supposedly taken and making it seem like it was taken from NASA or taken from other telescopes around the world. And I know that there is a probe on in and around Mars. Somebody please correct me. And so right now, I don't think we can see a whole lot about it. And because again, it takes time because it's in an orbit to come around the sun. And I was thinking that once the 29th of October, 2025, that once it was on that particular day, that it would show itself and either revealed to be a comet or some type of mothership. But we still don't really know what is really going on with it right now. It's going to be in our solar system for several months, even into next year. So if it's going to send out probes, if that's what it is, if it is a mothership, it's going to really be able to do that because it's going to be in our solar system for several. Hey, what's up, Ghost? Hey, hey, hey. So good to see you. So good to see you, my friend. So we're not really sure. So Avi Loeb, I love Avi Loeb, and I have talked about him a lot, numerous times on my channel in different ways. And he is an amazing physicist, astrophysicist, and he actually is a professor at Harvard, and he's doing amazing things. And here in Las Vegas, on top of the sphere, they actually have a telescope. So even though you would think we are inundated here in Las Vegas with a lot of light source with all of these hotel casinos, um, it's really hard to see above us. But according to Avi, that's really not the case. So that's interesting. I haven't been around the sphere, so I don't know where the telescope it is on the very top. I don't know if you can see it. Probably not. I don't know. But that is what he said. So let me read you his latest article. And I'll put it when I edit this video, I'll put it in so that you guys can see the link. And if you subscribe to medium.com, you'll be able to subscribe to Avi Loeb and his published articles. So this is from Avi Loeb, and it's a Q&A on 3I Atlas at perihelion. Now, he's probably going to explain a lot more about perihelion better than me, of course. So let's go around and let's see what this article has to say. All right, I'm going to read it to you guys. So he says, when exactly did 3I Atlas make its closest approach to the sun? I think that's important because like I said, we know once it goes behind the sun, we weren't really going to be able to see anything, and all these fake artificial intelligence pictures and videos. I'm like, hello, no one here right now can see where it's at. No one. On like 3 or 4 days ago. I'm like, people are just amazing, silly. Anyway, the perihelion time for 3I Atlas was today, October 29th, 2025 at 7:47 a.m. Eastern time, according to the JPL horizons fit to its trajectory. The timing uncertainty is only a few minutes. Did anything happen to 3I Atlas at perihelion? I wanted to know. I really wanted to know what would happen on the 29th. And today is October 31st. We do not know since it is hidden from our terrestrial telescopes behind the sun. So all of those pictures and videos coming in and around the 27th, 28th, 29th, the 30th, and I even believe today are just kind of all fake. There are some that are for real, but I don't know if NASA even came out with any pictures. There's been some questions about NASA. Not really, are we really seeing what we're really seeing out there? I always question NASA. Can we possibly map 3I Atlas with a radar system? Let me see. A radar system with a radio telescope was used in the past to image asteroids and comets from the solar system. The same technique can be applied to large interstellar objects like 3I Atlas. The first radar observation was of the asteroid 1566 Icarus in 1968. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. It's either Icarus or Icarus. I calculated today that we could have imaged 3I Atlas with existing radar systems if Earth was located on the opposite side of its orbit around the sun, corresponding to where Earth had been 6 months ago or will be again 6 months from now. At that location, 3I Atlas would have passed within 54 million kilometers from Earth. Assuming a minimum diameter of 5 kilometers for 3I Atlas as derived here. So like I said, I'll put the link up and you guys can click on it. The interstellar object would have been detectable by existing radar systems on Earth. This would have given us a direct measurement of its size and image of its three-dimensional shape through multiple snapshots taken as it rotates every 16.2 hours. The observed radial flux scales in proportion to the object's diameter squared and inversely with this distance to the fourth power. Ugh. I hate math. The latter, the latter dependence stems from the fact that the radial flux impinging on a surface declines inversely with distance squared, and the observed flux from its reflective surface adds another inverse dependence on distance squared. Hello? Um, does that make sense to any of us? Oh, yeah. The steep dependence on distance makes the radar detection, of 3i Atlas infeasible. Remember that word, infeasible, even at its closest distance of 269 million kilometers from Earth on December 19, 2025. So, I have some water here. Obvious is saying, because it is going to show something. We're almost into next month of November, and we already know that it's also 3i Atlas is going to maybe or maybe not be in our view of a telescope of some kind, even here on Earth on December 19th of 2025. So this just makes you wonder why we don't have clear pictures of a lot of things, right? That's in our solar system. We have some things, but not a lot of things. And I question everything that comes out of NASA sometimes. I don't. They color the photos, and they depict it in a way that makes it amazing for us to actually see what some of these planets, stars, asteroids, and all these other things for the masses, right? For us to kind of like, oh, I get it. That's amazing. That's really what it looks like, really. But do we know about whether it really is a natural comet or something else? And so this has been going around social media. We're not even quite sure of what it is. But he says here, 3i Atlas is most likely a comet of natural origin, but there are 8 anomalies that endow it with a rank of 4 on the Loeb scale, quantified here and here. Again, when I put this link down to this article, when I edit this video, you guys, you should really subscribe to Medium. It doesn't cost you anything. And you can follow Avi. Sometimes I say something underneath his article. So it just, it'll be under probably Kim Inari. But anyway. All right. So where a rank of 0 is for a definitely natural interstellar object, and a rank of 10 is for a definitely technological object. The 8 surprising properties of 3i Atlas are as follows. So, I need to really get my contacts in, but I hate putting contacts in my eyes. But anyway, let me see if I can read this. Its trajectory is aligned to within 5 degrees with the ecliptic plane of planets around the sun, with a likelihood of 0.2%. That's interesting, huh? So it says, hold on, guys. Let me put my bifocals on. During July and August 2025, it's displayed a sunward jet anti-tail that is not an optical illusion from geometric perspective, unlike familiar comets. That's really interesting to me. Its nucleus is about 1 million times more massive than Oumuamua. So before 3i Atlas, we had Oumuamua, who we thought was enormous. Well, 3i Atlas is ginormous. It's just an exception. It's just crazy cray. And 1,000 times more massive than Borisov. So, okay, so it was Oumuamua, Borisov, and then 3i Atlas. Sorry about that. My apologies. I was wrong. So Borisov, according to Avi Loeb, was massive. It was moving faster than both, altogether with a likelihood of less than 0.1%. Its arrival time was fine-tuned to bring it within tens of millions of kilometers from Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, and be unobservable from Earth at perihelion with a likelihood of 0.005%. The glass plume around 3I Atlas contains much more nickel than iron, as found in industrial produced nickel alloys and a nickel to cyanide ratio that is orders of magnitude larger than that of all known comets, including 2I/Borisov, with a likelihood below 1%. The glass plume of 3I Atlas contains only 4% water by mass, a primary constituent of familiar comets. 3I Atlas showed extreme negative polarization, unprecedented for all known comets, including 2I Borisov, with a likelihood below 1%. 3I Atlas arrived from a direction coincident with the radio WOW signal to within 9 degrees with a likelihood of 0.6%. Multiplying these small probabilities yields a cumulative likelihood lower than a part in 10 quadrillion. After asking radio observers to monitor 3I Atlas because he goes, hold on, I'm going to finish this paragraph and then I'm going to see what you said. I assured yesterday that after asking radio observers to monitor 3I Atlas because of the last anomaly, I was assured yesterday that this is being done. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna is graciously helping to get the high-rise images of 3I Atlas from October 2nd, 2025, released to the scientific community. Great. Let me see what you're saying. It was all this hype for this twin. Then when it closest to the sun, the reflection on it is going to reveal everything, and now nothing. This is what happens, right? I mean, when you think about it, this is just how it is. I feel most of the things that NASA has, pictures and other pictures from Russia or China that is filtered down, you kind of have to think that a lot of it is bullshit. Can we trust everything that our government is telling us? No, you can't. And it was a lot of hype. And I even think Avi was hyping it too, amongst so many people on X and Instagram and other social media. So it's just how the world is. And so you kind of can't get mad. You have to quiet yourself down because there's just so much fake information out there. You just have to kind of believe what you feel inside of yourself and believe what you feel it is. If you think it's a mothership, there's nothing wrong with that. If you think it's a comet, nothing wrong with that. If you think it's a comet doing some interesting things, what's wrong with that? I get what you're saying, Ghost. I do. To me, it's a concern because it's like half this. I know with my own eyes things that I have seen in our skies here in Nevada, and I question a lot of stuff that is filtered on a lot of podcasts and people, what they're saying coming out of their mouths. You just have to stay on the fence. And I think just stay on the fence with a lot of things, that way you don't overwhelm yourself. So he goes on to say, if 3I Atlas maneuvers, releases mini probes, here we go, right? Mini probes, or transmits radio signals, then we will know that it is technological in origin. Other technological signatures include artificial lights or excess heat from an engine. If 3I Atlas is a natural comet glued together by weak forces, its heating by 770 watts per square meter at perihelion may break it up into fragments which evaporate more quickly. The resulting fireworks might generate a much brighter cometary plume of gas and dust around it. So there's a possibility that maybe it can't withstand, I'm thinking, the sun, the violent, the flares that come out, the eruptions from the sun, maybe it'll just blow it up. The sun is powerful, and it is larger than Atlas, 3I Atlas, our sun. So that's a possibility. But so far, it's just kind of hanging out, and we're still wondering what the hell it's doing. What do you think it is? We have to collect as much data as possible to figure out that the nature of this anomalous object, the implication of alien technology would be huge. And therefore, we must take this possibility seriously. Our biggest rocket, Starship, is 100 times smaller than 3i Atlas. So, in case 3i Atlas were technological, its senders would have mastered capabilities that go well beyond our technologies. How does the technology scenario compare to science fiction films? Science is better than fiction because nature might be more imaginative than the best script writers for science fiction movies in Hollywood. Hmm. Rather than imagining who our dating partner might be, we would be better off observing our partner. And that's the end of the article. So that was more than a 5-minute read. And, so um, I thought now Avi Loeb was on Joe Rogan. And so it was a 3-hour interview with Avi Loeb, and some things people didn't like what Avi was saying, but Avi, he kind of jumps out of the box. He hey, Truth Seeker, what's up? What's up? And so people just go on. I was reading the comments on Joe Rogan podcast on YouTube, and people were just going in on it. Like, oh my God, I was like in less than 7 minutes in, this guy is just, what the hell is he talking about? And I can't even take anymore. And it's like, you don't have to, but he is a physicist and he is thinking outside the box. And a lot of the physicists, like he said in the podcast, it's a long interview. Sometimes he just want to stay within the lane and not jump out the box. So, I'm wondering, it's kind of cool to kind of step out of it and just kind of like imagine what things could be or what it could be, right? And so, and it's like I said on some things that I have put on X, that it's 3i Atlas is going to be around for several months unless something happens that's makes it dissipate, leave our orbit, leave our solar system, just go. And if that happens, then that was one of those neighbors that wave at you, and then you never see them again for several months or a year when they like, oh, they're unloading groceries out of their trunk. I was like, man, I haven't seen you. So Avi is gonna be Avi. He's got a PhD and he's a professor, so he's gonna question a lot of things too. And you don't have to like him, and but some things that he says is quite interesting. Yeah, True Seeker. It is Halloween. Got my cat ears today. And thought I kind of join. It's also Nevada Day. I think I live in Nevada, so we're about a battle-born state. And yes, this is our day on October 31st, and it's going to be crazy. I'm glad I'm nowhere. I don't want to party. I don't want to be anywhere where masses of people are right now. It's just going to be out of control. But it's kind of interesting to know that so much is going on. So, but yeah, so when we talk about 3i Atlas, there's not a whole lot. I thought it was going to be more information to Ghost. I thought for sure, it would definitely be coming behind the sun in our view of probes and telescopes, and just shine bright like some kind of motherlode ship out there dropping probes for all of us to like be amazed. And like, I don't know. Can they shut the camera off? I've heard, and parts of Antarctica, when certain planes and our satellites go over parts of Antarctica, that the flap of the camera goes down on certain, then you just can't see whatever it is below that they're flying over. So, I mean, will they do that? It's a possibility. Can they do that? What if it's a glitch on one of those telescopes or probes and they can't do it fast enough, and it filters down? But, I would think that they would be able to catch it before the masses of people would actually see some kind of fun stuff. They got to keep us in the dark, right? Did you see the gal from Sweden? This is from True. Wait. Did you see the gal from Sweden says that old astronomical pictures may show that the Atlas was here before? It is international law not to film the poles. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There are cruises that take people to Antarctica. We all know this, right? I'm sure it's expensive as hell. No, you're not going to be going to parts where the UN and probably United Nations and other countries are around scientists. I'm not sure where they go, but I heard that Beatrice, cool. Yeah, I believe that a lot of things are in agreement with other countries and of what they can and cannot film or show to the masses, right? So I never believed flat earthers, I'm sorry. I just don't believe in a flat earth. And Jimmy Church has actually had a guy on Fade to Black to come on. This was like last year or the year before that, came on because he was so into flat earth. And it was so interesting. It would make you believe that we are actually earth is flat. So this cruise ship that takes people to Antarctica invited some podcasts that had hundreds of thousands of people, and they supposedly talking about flat earth and showing videos and photographs and articles and what they thought. And he invited, I don't know how many people were invited to go on this cruise ship to Antarctica. And it came out that the people, these flat earthers that had major podcasts, social media, were astounded when they saw the sun. It doesn't set down there at the South Pole. It just keeps going around. And they're like, wait a minute. But it proves, and it proved to them, that Earth is not flat. So you would think those podcasters would go back and tell their followers, their supporters, that I was in the South Pole and I was looking and the sun never set. No, because they were making money. And so the majority of them just was like, well, So, you're going to believe whatever you want to believe. That's basically what it is. You're going to believe in a flat earth. You're going to believe in a flat earth. I believe we're on a round planet. Now, the other planets are round, how they're gravitational are pulled and making them into a sphere, right? And so, do I believe in UFOs, UAPs, USO? Yes, I do. So it's whatever your belief is in, right? And, I'll take it to a point of that for other people to listen to me talking about that. I have to zip it because it's just like, you'll get dead silence. They're like, really? Like, this girl is kooky and quirky. And I think I am. So, but I'm still gonna put it out there. And I do believe in things like that. So yeah, 3i Atlas, guys. Yeah, so it definitely has been the talk. Thanks, Truth Seeker, in a good way. So they are talking about that, and so if you guys ever want to follow me on X, cross my legs here, I'm in a really tight corner. I'm at Inari, and so it's pretty much like my YouTube channel. I like to talk about different things. I stay away from politics. I don't want to get into that. Uh, Even on X, I feel there's other people that want to go in all the way, and I have a lot of family on Facebook, and it's both ways with them, and so I just leave it up to that. I just kind of let go of some of that noise, and it is what it is. But what I do, I had sent some things to some people in messaging on my X, and it's kind of interesting of about Three Eye Atlas, and I think the majority of people think it's a comet. Maybe it's just one of those comets that's doing something that's a little bit different, like Avi said. And so I think we can all like agree with that. Let's just put it out there that maybe it's not a mothership, and it's just a comet. It's just doing some things that are interesting. And so we can't, that's why you can't always like, hmm, not all comments are the same. So, but I find it wild. So let's just see what's going to happen. I mean, it's going to go into 2026, and unless it dissipates or something happens, so we'll see what happens, right? So, what else is happening? Um, I don't know. This morning when I got up, I was really tired. And I think I was telling Ghost, I was telling you how tired I was. And I should have taken a picture outside my door when I looked out. It was the pink, it was very pink outside, like some kind of weird sky. And I have never seen, I mean, I've seen like that, but early in the morning like that. And as we're going into fall, I've never seen the sky like that, and I thought that was pretty odd. I mean, like one side of like outside my window when I was looking out the kitchen, it was all blue. And then facing east was all this crazy, beautiful, different shades of pink. Like, what the heck is that? So I didn't take a picture. Maybe I should have. Um, there are houses behind me, and I wasn't dressed. I was like, I really don't want to do this. But I think on Las Vegas locally that somebody probably did take pictures, hopefully. And if so, I'm gonna um, probably retweet it on X because I thought that was really interesting. Let's see what else. What else is going on? I'm looking. Hmm. Don't know if anything else is happening really much today. I'm really not sure. Not too much. So we are at the end of October, and yeah, I'm not quite sure as we go into the month of November. I know I don't know how many of you guys have Instagram. True Seeker, I don't know if you do. I'm not really, my Instagram is private, so I should have a public one. But I have put up on my X, and my X is public, about data centers. And it was the first time I even heard about it. It kind of popped up on my Instagram feed. So it's interesting. Well, I shouldn't say it's interesting. We already know. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I had an X account because I loved I I loved Terminator, Sarah Sarah Connor Chronicles, and TSCC. And that's why I got on X, because I was geeking out over that television show. And I just met a lot of fun people online during that time. And then they scrapped it on Fox Channel 5. And I thought it was beautifully written. And then it just ended in a way that upset me, and because it was like they didn't wrap it up. But there's been several Terminator movies, and but the TV show was written was really, really cool. And it dealt with the mom, the love of the mother and of her son, and the son really loving this Terminator, this robot. So it was wild, right? Um, so, Truth Seeker, do you know anything about data centers? Um, so, these data centers are, of course, all over the world. And so, Avi again talks about when they are trying to look in like the Webb, the Hubble telescope, and other telescopes around the world, they have to get up above the light source, right? The low Earth orbit. And Elon, with with all of his Starlinks, and there's thousands, tens of thousands of Starlinks now surrounding our planet, that is making it really hard to see things. And it's just, there's so much in our solar system, our immediate solar system, it's really hard to see things. And so I have read that Elon, and it says here, is the data centers are now in orbit, which makes sense. We have the Starlinks all over, but they're also here within the United States. Right. So I had put some, and when I edit this video, I'll put some links up, guys, if you're not on X, for those who don't know what the hell I'm talking about. What's interesting about these data centers, so we know, it's like our bodies, right? We have like over, I think it's like 80% of water in our bodies. It's like 70 to 80% of water makes up the human body. We also have electricity in this body, and that's a conduit of energy, right? So when you are soaking in the bath, or you're in the salt water in the ocean, or in a lake, you are actually a conduit of energy coming through from that source, right? So these data centers are from these major companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, um, all of these major AI companies that need all this data, because these data centers store everything on your iCloud, from your photos, from who knows, from whatever else. It has to be stored someplace. And so a lot of it comes, or the need, from what I've read, the source of power is water. So there are parts in every state where the data center is they have some type of piping system, you can read about it, that goes into the water source and is going into these data centers. And so they are buying up, not really a problem. Okay. Okay, thanks, Truth Seeker. When using a telescope, your field of view is so small, they are not really a problem. Okay, cool beans. So from what I've read about the data centers, some of these companies are buying up people's homes. And I put on there, that is for cooling equipment. Okay. For cooling equipment. Okay. So the water, that makes sense. That makes sense. What I do find interesting is, and I put a couple of links on my X from sources that have been to abandoned homes that were bought up by Microsoft, Google, these beautiful homes. like expensive homes, like 300,000, 400,000, $500,000 homes. And the reason they're buying them up is because of the perfect the perfect source of energy, of water, like they're near the ocean, or it's coming from a lake or the underground system. And so these homes that maybe they bought for 200,000 or $300,000, these companies are offering them $1 million or more dollars. And some of these homes are still standing in parts of, I think, Washington, in Oregon. They were showing some in Illinois, and they're abandoned, just beautiful homes. There's even, I mean, these homes are amazing, and they're showing them being demolished, and then they are putting up these data centers right where these homes were. And there's some people not wanting to sell their house. They're staying until the end, but eventually money talks. And so these data centers are in our water source. There's a few here in the Colorado River for the water source for Utah, Arizona, California, here in Nevada, Colorado River. Yeah. So, the link that I did put up showed a reporter that was actually invited to a company that's doing that. So if you want to see that, you think I'm talking out of my head, and they show what a data center is, or their particular data center is. And so I find it interesting, right? Today, it was a lot coming out with nuclear testing, which has been done, China and North Korea and Russia, nuclear testing. And my son was saying, Mom, stop it. They're not going to be testing out there at the test site. Usually it's water source. So if they're going to be doing anything nuclear, it's going to be in the ocean. So you got so much. This is why I don't eat shrimp, fish. I'm sorry. It's all radioactive as far as I'm concerned. Everything in that ocean. And people will kind of laugh about it. And then, but the thing that also gets me is we're on these devices here, and you see me on this computer. And I wanted to tell people, if you're on an iPhone like I am, and now Apple is protecting themselves, right? So it's kind of interesting. You can find out about how much radiation is coming through on your phone that you use. So you go through to your settings. Let me see if I can find it. If I can show you guys. You're gonna go to where it says General. If you have an iPhone. And then once you get to the General section of your iPhone, you're going to go to where it says Legal and Regulatory. Can you see that? Legal and Regulatory. You're going to press on that. And let me see if I can find it. It's got to be Legal and Regulatory. And then you want to, once you go to Legal and Regulatory, you want to go to where it says RF exposure. You're going to click on that. And you can read all of that. Basically, what it says is the absorption if you are talking on your iPhone through an AirPod or AirBud. So it's called SAR, specific absorption rate. That's what you're going to come to. This is all in the settings portion of your phone, at which the body absorbs RF energy. The SAR limit is 1.6 watts per kilogram, which might not seem a lot, But during testing, iPhone radios are set to their highest transmission levels, and SAR is evaluated in real time. Over time, intervals are specified by applicable regulations. And it says, so for purposes for my phone, okay. So I talked about the SAR limit is 1.6 watts per kilogram in countries that set the limit averaged over 1 gram of tissue, and 2.0 watts per kilogram in countries that set the limit averaged over 10 grams of tissue. So Apple is covering their butts, right? What you're saying, the small cell owners may be saying not to hold to head more than 1.5 hours a day. Interesting. I have it from so Truth Seeker is saying in the chat, I have it from a good source that we are on the cusp of harnessing fusion that will change the world. The small print of cell owner manuals say not to hold to head more than 1.5 hours a day. Fact, Kim. So we should always limit how much you are putting the earbuds or using anything like that in your phones, or using your phone for that purpose, and just limiting it. They're warning. So brain cancer, whatever cancer that may come through. And I'm not saying everybody, that is using earbud, like we're all getting brain cancer. I don't know. But if you limit and wear headphones or just use your speakerphone, just be consciously aware of noise and having all that in this body that's a conduit of all that stuff. So maybe for some people too much, maybe too much. So they are covering their butt. I always say for people to make sure that you read the manual, learn about your settings, and go through them, and or do a deep dive and find out that it's not just Apple phones, it's all phones have some kind of weird emission coming out, and over time may affect you. That's all we're saying. That's it. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I still have my earbuds, but I think, just like Truth Seeker said, limit it to about an hour or less. Electromagnetic energy is everywhere. Yeah, you're right. Isn't it? Did you ever see that video of that one? I think it went viral at some point. She was out there by the Grand Canyon, and it was thundering and lightning. Now, why would you want to be out in the open when that's happening? And all of a sudden, all of her hair strands were up like this, like a halo. And so she was a conduit. It's luckily she didn't get a lightning strike to kill her, because if your hair is standing up like that and you're charging yourself, you guys can find that online. I don't know where it's at. And so I'm like, please, don't be standing out there. It's really, I think lightning is we don't get a whole lot of that here in Las Vegas. I hear thunder. Yes, lightning is kind of in the distance someplace. And I know in California, where I lived, used to see that and hear it more often, thunderstorms and things. So, you don't want to be on your phone. You just kind of be aware of stuff like that. Fishing here and fishing line, rising time to head to shore. Right. I'm like, that's kind of scary. And even people playing golf. There are a lot of people that have been killed playing golf right next to a tree, and or camping near a tree, and all of these things. So it does happen. It's not like it's happening every second of the day, I don't think, but it is good to be aware of all of these computers and things that we are using in our daily lives. And more people now have access to computers and phones, and they're just on it. It's like, even for my son, who works for a company, being a tech engineer, and then they're just all geeks that he works with. They're all playing computer games. I'm like, you know, but it is kind of interesting how people find a love or a passion for what they do for a living, and then have fun doing it afterward, playing online games. Uh, really? So it's a lot over there in Minnesota. Um, it's interesting because of we see things like I'm kind of interested, and I don't even know where to look or who to ask of the way the sky was for me this morning, because I as long as I lived here, I've seen some anomalies, but nothing like that. So I'm thinking it was um there's things going on with the sun right now, and there always will be things going on with the sun on a second basis daily. And I'm not saying that that's what it who knows what it was, but I'm going to be if anybody online has taken any pictures or anything, maybe I'll post it here on YouTube. It's beautiful, and it was gorgeous. Oh, really? I've never played online games, Ghost. You should hook up with my son, because I he's all into that. He's got his I know he's got it all set up for that. And I don't really I'm not really set up to play all that, I think. I think in some ways there are so many people that are into computer games and things like that. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't be. I just don't know. We'll have to talk about it. We'll have to talk. I'll tell you. We talk about it later. Uh, yeah, because maybe you and my son share your profile, whatever you see, all in. Oh, really? You're so cool. You think Ghost? I don't even know he does play. I don't know. Okay. Oh, I'll look into it. We'll talk about that later, because I'm not even sure myself about that. Um, yeah, I know there's people. I wanted him to when he was younger. There were so many conventions going around in Los Angeles. I wanted to take him to for all of for the gaming conventions. He would have loved that. And for some reason, the only thing I was able to take him to was Comic-Con, which he thought was fabulous. But anyway, yeah. I don't know if there's any. Let me see. Oh, science. Which is okay. Yeah, send me that app, because I'm like, I wouldn't know. So anyway, um, yeah, I find that funny. Yeah, so that, that probably, what do you guys think? Not too much else is going on. I may come back on and do another video for that artist guy, David. There has been some interesting information out about him. But I have a feeling, see if I can find that article. But yeah, so it's been we'll just, Threat Atlas is going to be out there, and more information is going to be coming through next month in November and December. So it's going to be interesting. Yeah. So let me see, guys. What'd you say, Ghost? Board game when you're throwing a dice and goes. Oh, yeah. I'll check it out. We'll check it out. Yeah, this is kind of my only day. Um, so is it? I like that. That's an interesting name for a game. That really is. Uh, what else? What else? So, um, I'm not quite sure what else is happening, guys. Uh, Stefan Burns is coming out with some things, and so he's talking about those solar ejections. So there's been a lot of earthquakes. There's earthquakes all the time, though. Um, we just we had that massive hurricane, Melissa. I'm not even sure where that's at this time. It was heading toward Cuba. Was the last time I heard. Um, so they were saying that was man-made. I don't know. There is weather warfare going on. There's all kinds of articles in the late 60s with United States seeding clouds and things like that. And in the 60s, I think that happened a lot because there was a lot of flooding in certain areas of California, and California is known for being a state that grows a lot of produce. And I know when I was a kid, the rain would come down so hard, there would be actual lakes formed in and around our housing where we lived, and there would be all these tadpoles, and it was just like, wait a minute, terrible, terrible flooding. Luckily, where our house was actually a ranch, sat up. We really didn't have no flooding in the home or anything like that, but just leaving the house 5 minutes away, and here's a freaking lake right there. It was wild. Yeah. So, so that happens. I don't know. I know when the Travel Channel was having all of those tornado chasers and how you could go with them to chase a tornado. And I'm thinking, I'll pass on that. I've lived through earthquakes. This is about as much as growing up as something that you just don't know when it's going to happen. And that was enough for me. And I live in a state where it does get a little bit of earthquakes, not a whole lot, not like California. But yeah, people survive. We just survive as humans. Somehow we work things out. We're going to live where we want to live, and we just deal with the weather and any changes. You just have to be strong in yourself. What else? What else? Let me see. What else did I put up? Looking. Oh, yeah. What I have to catch up on is George Knapp. He investigated that drone that crashed out by Area 51 a few weeks ago. And there's been a few people that have gone out there. I have not. I jumped on here because I knew this was going to be a day that I was only going to be able to jump on. I go back to work this weekend, so much going on. And so I wanted to hop on and enjoy being with you guys today. Oh, how was it, Truth Seeker? I actually saved it. I bookmarked it. It's so funny. As long as I've lived here, I have never met George Knapp. I think we run around kind of not in the same circle of people, but where he is, like restaurants and things. And I'm just surprised I have never bumped into him, that would be wild. It was our craft. Well, Uncanny Expeditions, and that is another, you should look them up on YouTube. That guy, I think he was a ranger out um, in Arizona, and I'm thinking he started last year with his channel, and I'm looking. Let me look up something. So I think he was a ranger out by the Grand Canyon for several years or something, and maybe he got bored with that and decided to start his own podcast, in which he did, and it really took off when he went to Tikaboo Mountain. The way he filmed Area 51 was the clearest. And now Dreamland Resorts, um, and York, I've been knowing about dreamlandresorts.com for 10, 15 years because of the UAP that I saw at Nopa Range. Yeah, Ghost, I know you got a lot going on. You and I are probably going to have to talk more probably next week. I know you got a lot going on too. Yeah, for me, it's just my manager where I work. It's her first baby, and we have a humongous baby shower going on after work. And I looked on everyone's schedule. We are busy at my job. So it's going to be a long day because I work Saturday and then I have to get up to work on Sunday, and I'm old as the hills. It's not getting easier. Retirement is coming up. Anyway, but yes. So to get back on, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look through my video, or I'm gonna have to kind of. I should always jot down stuff. Uncanny Expeditions. I don't even know that guy's name. His YouTube channel blew up when he went on an expedition to Tikaboo Mountain is, I don't know if it's 10 or 12,000 feet. You've got to climb. You've got to get up there with all your equipment. You got to set it up just to let everybody know. They know you're there. And I'm talking about the, the United States Air Force and everybody around the test site. They know everything that everybody does out there. They follow you. There's cameras in the dirt you don't even know about. So, going to be, yeah. Oh, okay, Ghost. Right. Yeah, you and I have a lot going on. This is such a busy. This is why I'm jumping on now, and this video is well over an hour. But I'm just talking. It's going to take a lot to upload. It's going to take a long time. But I'm just talking because I have nothing better to do today. Right now, I don't. So he went up to Tikaboo Mountain and long range camera and videotaped Area 51. He had this guy took pictures of and video of amazing stuff. And it is a base. And whatever they do at that base, we can only assume. Do I think there's UFO UAPs? No, but I do think that they are doing advanced aircraft. And he got some interesting aircraft that they are developing out there. They actually, at night, guys, they put parts of a new aircraft. It's on a pylon and it comes up from underneath. He actually caught it, and it comes up and it's upside down, and they're testing to see, I believe, for radar, right? To see if it's capable of our enemies not seeing it. And so the weird thing about it, and I'm sure they know, I don't think he took it down. I don't think that video is down, is that it was still up in the morning. You would think they were like, did somebody forget to press a button to bring it down at night so people can't see? But we saw it. I'm sure millions of people saw it now. But Yeah, Tikaboo Mountain. There, the history of Area 51, um, before they started closing down the mountains surrounding that area, a lot of people were able just to hike up there, drive up, but you have to hike up there. You drive up to a point, you're gonna have to hike because it's Tikaboo Mountain is a mountain, and I think it could be 12,000. You can look it up. It could be 12,000 feet. I don't know about anybody else. I'm not climbing no 12,000 foot mountain. I'm not doing that. And it's the conditions are rough. And so, but there was a point where there were certain mountains, you could actually look down and see that base there. And so right now they haven't closed off Tikaboo. Um, but if anybody's planning to go up there, just know that you're being watched the whole time. And I think during a lot of his videos, yeah, a lot of his videos, um, he's had some helicopters and planes check him out. Of course, they know that you're there. They actually Jorg on Dreamland Resorts YouTube channel. Jorg is amazing. He's had that channel for many decades. He's so many people that used to work at the test site and out there by Area 51 are actually people that are on his discussion forum. A lot of retirees, a lot of veterans, and subcontractors that have worked out there for Department of Energy, DOD, and other contractors, probably Lockheed and all that other stuff. And so they are on Dreamland Resorts. They put articles up. They were really into the red flag that happens out at Nellis Air Force Base here in Las Vegas, which Nellis Air Force Base is a 5-star base. It's a weapons school, so all your amazing pilots. It is like the Navy Top Gun is Nellis. It's their Top Gun Air Force pilots and our friendly Air Force pilots that come Navy and all that. Some Navy pilots too that practice out there at the test site and they're flying around and they're dogfighting. And so, Uncanny Expeditions has gone out there numerous times. He's has filmed some interesting things, and so he just will just go out there and just have a ball. And it's just what I'm trying to wrap it up. What happened was there was a drone that crashed. It was one of ours, and he went out there and he actually got pieces of the drone. The U.S. Air Force, whoever went out there, and they picked up all the pieces from this drone because it was an actual fire that happened when the drone crashed. And so they locked down that area, and they probably took a flatbed truck and they brought all the pieces and the dirt and thought they got everything. Well, they didn't. So there's still pieces still out there that people are finding. Jorg from Dreamland Resorts went out there too. I think he's going to do another video on that. The guy from Uncanny Expeditions did it first and grabbed some pieces. And so George Knapp of Channel 8 News here in Las Vegas I think he did a little special on Channel 8 News Las Vegas on that drone. I haven't watched it. And Truth Seeker, you said that it was really good. So I think that for me sometime today I will watch that and see George Knapp's take on the drone that crashed. They didn't really do a good job cleaning that up because people are finding pieces and they're putting it online. We're all trying to figure. I looked at some. I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. I'm like looking at it. I'm like, what? They're showing this. Oh, what it is? Some metallic webbing and all this other stuff. But I find that interesting. So, people are going to explore. But Oh, Ghost, you're doing security. Ah, nice. No, this is not my logo. This is a chakra mat. So if anybody has ever taken yoga, yoga instructors, yoga deals when you learn yoga or you're going to be a yoga instructor, you learn about the chakras. This isn't showing. I just happen to put this. I used to sell these mats. The only reason why I have is because I'm a Reiki master and we deal with the chakras. So you have the crown chakra. You have this is the third eye. I love this. This is the communication, the throat chakra. Let's see, the green for the heart chakra. So you have these are all the different chakras, solar plexus. There's a root chakra at the end. So yeah, I just thought because I always have like nothing behind me on this wall. I'm kind of in the corner. I kind of wish I could go back to where my bookshelf was. Ah. Oh yeah, send me the picture. Anya is into yoga. I used to do a lot of hot yoga. I used to be in yoga. I stopped going. I don't know why I stopped. I may pick it up again. I don't know. Some things I love walking, I guess. I'm more into that. But yeah, so that's what's behind me is the yoga or the chakra mat. Yes. Tell her to send that to me. That's good. Yes, and people don't know it is October 31st, 2025, and I'm representing kitty cats. Kitty cats. Yeah. So it's a Halloween, it's Nevada Day. I live in a battle-born state. So it's our state holiday here in Nevada. So it's a lot going on in Nevada today. They're going to be partying up. Um, I don't really get trick-or-treaters. I'm not really into all that. And people are pretty cool when you leave out candy. Always have candy left, but I don't think too many people are going to be coming by today. So people take their kids. There's always going hospitals, schools, parts of some casinos. In fact, or all casino. I know the casino I work for, they have a day going on for kids and families and things like that too, which is pretty cool. Woo, we're into over an hour. Thank you for everybody for showing up. Please like and subscribe. Um, so yeah, so we're just kind of talking about some things. Basically, I was coming in talking about 3i Atlas, giving some updates about that. I was also talking about data centers. I just learned about that today. Didn't know about that. So I kind of wanted to bring that out for people that don't know about data centers. And if you don't, you can look that up. I'll try to, when I edit this video, it's going to take a long time for it to edit and upload on YouTube. So I'll add some more links and things for you guys to check that out. What else? We also talked about Area 51 because I live here in Nevada. Area 51 is not that far away from me here in Vegas. And there was a drone that crashed and burned. And a few podcasters have gone out there and found the crash site, even though, yeah, thanks, Truth Seeker, you too. You don't have to stay on here. This is a long video. If you have to go, I'm just hanging out, guys, hanging out. You're hanging out with me today. Yeah. So I'll be working this weekend, so I guess I'll be enjoying it. Then I have a baby shower to go to. Yeah, my manager is pregnant with her first baby, so it's going to be a big party after work. So yeah, so I can't wait to watch George Knapp and see his take on the drone that crashed out at Area 51. That's going to be wild. Yeah. So what else? Not much else, guys. I don't want to make it too long. What do you think? Should I wrap it up? Should I end the stream now? Anybody else have anything to say? Anybody else in the chat? In the chat. Yeah, so not much else is going on. I don't know too much else that's happening. I want to do a quick update on some other things. Once I close the stream down, it'll be really quick. Yeah, I mean, like I said, not too much else is going on. That is the update. And yeah, tomorrow I'll be at work. So that's what, and then I have our baby shower. Is the baby shower for my manager is going to be in one of the restaurants at the hotel casino where I work. And so it's going to be other people from other departments. It's going to be large. She doesn't even know about it. It's her first baby. So that's what I'm doing afterward tomorrow. So it should be fun. I'm not staying for the whole thing. It's because guess what? I got to work on Sunday. It's a long drive from where I work to home. So yeah, but yeah, guys, I'm going to end the stream now, and I should end the stream so the video's not too long. We're kind of out of talking about things, but I am coming back. I want to finish up and talk about. Hey, hi, bro. Stephen Burns. Oh yes. So like before I leave, and I did bring that up in the beginning. So I love Stefan Burns. He's got a really amazing social media. He just blew up within the past 2 months. He really didn't have, I mean, he had a couple of thousand people. Now he's almost 1 million, and he's selling these organic teas and his t-shirts. I'm thinking, but Stefan Burns, really interesting guy. I think he's a geologist, geophysicist is what he is, and a geologist. So he gets all into telling us about the solar flares of the sun, right? So he also has been. He's not really into what Avi Loeb says. I don't think he really. Oh my gosh, I'm about ready to sneeze. But so I don't know. DJ A to Z. Let me pick him. Let me see if I can find. That's funny because he came right up. Stefan Burns. You can't make this up. Okay. So my kitty cat is having a ball if you're hearing noise. Let me see what Stefan is saying. Yeah, thanks. All right, so basically Stefan Burns right now, this came out 7 hours ago on his X. He was saying this is getting out of hand. Now there are 3 of them, 2 large sunspots on the sun's far side, large black regions have over the past few days just morphed into 3 active regions, all about to rotate towards Earth, facing successfully. Get ready for some auroras. I wonder, DJ A to Z, if that's what I saw this morning, because earlier on this live channel, I got up this morning and I should have taken some pictures, but there's homes and everything, and it's just in the way, and I was not dressed because I was tired. Yes, Stefan Burns, yes. Or is it Stefan? I think it's Stefan. I think it's Stefan, not with the E's though. Right. It's well, Stefan, Stefan Burns. So I said, long story short, I was going to wrap this this live. I got up this morning. I was really tired. I wasn't dressed. I had one cup of coffee, and pulled my blinds up, and I'm trying to think like what time it was. Had to be around maybe 7 a.m. Yeah. Stuff. Okay, thank you. So I'm on my sofa, I'm having coffee, and I'm looking out one window. It's blue, beautiful blue, trees, birds are having a ball out there, just gorgeous. Then I looked to my right because this particular window faces east. And it was covered in pink, the sky. And I never have seen that before. I mean, the whole sky on the east was covered in this beautiful pink, glorious color. I should have taken pictures and I just didn't. So, what does that mean, guys? Just what I just said. A lot of people don't even like Mr. Burns. I don't even know if that's his real last name. I think he was on the Science Channel years ago. I don't know if that's his real last name. If so, I don't know, because he talks about the sun. He doesn't have to have his real last name. I don't know. But if it is, then he grew up to be just geophysicist. Isn't that wonderful? He was okay. Yeah. So here's all this pink in the sky. And so I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't look right. Or it's just beautiful. And now I've seen Aurora Borealis before, and it has happened here in Vegas. And there was pictures, I don't know if it was 2 years ago, people took pictures of it when the solar flare, when it came down in a way. And it was just, I happened to be home that day. I bet you that's what I saw. So people laugh about Stefan Burns, and I used to put that out like last year. People were like, he's saying that we're going to have internet interruptions and all that. And guess what? Every time some eruptions happen from the sun, we do get interruptions on internet Wi-Fi. Like AT&T goes down a bit, YouTube goes down a bit. You have problems getting online. There's just some strangeness that happens. So our sun is powerful. It's our star, and it's powerful, and it's going to kick butt whenever it wants to. So what's happening now? Now he just came out 7 hours ago, guys. I don't know if he came out with anything later after that. Nope, not on X. So Stefan is really into esoteric knowledges, and I love him because he talks about that, how we should take care of ourselves and our bodies because we're a conduit of energy, and he says that a lot. Some people get migraines, some people can't go to sleep. A lot of it has to do with just the moon and our solar system, our sun. And so, so he does mention a lot of things like that. And we're all connected, right? We're connected on this planet with not just ourselves and other people, but with our solar system. So always pay attention to that. So some people were saying so lots of things are coming out. You got to have mobile network and 5G. Yeah, Ghost. I don't think it's natural too. You never know what they're doing. We just don't know. But anyway, guys, it's almost an hour and a half on this stream. I got to shut it down. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Everybody that came through. It's been a great talk. 12:34 p.m. my time. And so you guys take good care of yourselves. If you guys know of anything else on 3i Atlas, data centers, um, anything about solar eruptions or anything about that crash drone at Area 51, please let me know. You can always email me or you can put it in the chat. It's going to be opened. Yeah, so you guys take care of yourselves. Be good to one another. It is October 31st, Halloween, Nevada Day. So happy Nevada Day for all your Nevadans out there. Happy Halloween for anybody that's going to be having a good time. And okay, I said I wouldn't talk about politics, but the gematria side of things. So I'll put the link down to what Zachary said about free food as in candy and the shutdown with Snap. That's all I'm going to say. Anyway, all right, guys, take good care of yourselves. And I'll come back later. I got to edit this video. Okay. Check out Sarah. Okay. Yeah, text me and let me know what I should check out about that. I have a little bit of time today, but this weekend is going to be really busy for me. I got to come back around. Next week is a little bit busy too, but okay, I'll check that out. She's great too. I've heard of her. All right, guys. I'm going to shut this stream down. I got to. My eyes are getting kind of out of control. That's why they're kind of watering and all that. I've got my fan above me. So thank you guys for everything. Like and subscribe, please. Let's get this channel up and going and more followers. And you take good care of yourselves. And if there's anything you want me to discuss live, just drop me on my Gmail at paradigma@gmail.com. I'll put the link up for that too when I edit this video, when the stream ends. Okay, take care. Bye, everybody. Thanks for coming through. Be safe out there. Bye.